Hi guys, this is Wanja and welcome to Wanja's World, where we're all about good food, good vibes, and everything in between. I'm back. I'm not gonna act like I've not been away for 7 months, but I will shoot like a story time video explaining my absence, and hopefully I will be forgiven. But the Cliff Notes version, I fell down, I got injured, I had to have surgery. It's taken a long time to get back on my feet. I was non weight bearing for, I think, 12 weeks. I was not in the physical or mental space to create content. And I wanted to give you guys quality content, but I'm back now. I look forward to sharing more content with you guys. And consistency is going to be the name of the game, and hold me accountable to that. So, yeah, welcome to my world. Hi, guys. We're going to do a really quick shopping haul. This is just stuff that I got from Aldi to push us through the week. This list is generated by my menu of what we're going to eat for the week, or my meal plan. I don't know what to call it up until this point, but that's basically what determines what I'm going to buy for the week based on what we have in the pantry and in the fridges. So I'll start with the box that's closest to me here. We've got beef broth. So this, I don't know, for some reason I can never find low sodium beef broth at Aldi, but yeah, so we've got 2 packs of beef broth. I have 4 half gallons of milk here. I think we still have 2 more in the fridge. We go through a lot of milk because my kids love milk. My older one will take milk with dinner. She'll take milk anytime. So I always like to make sure we're well stocked with milk. I'm going to put this behind me. We have this. This is some flavored waters that I like to drink. It says they have 0 sugar and that they're made with natural flavors. I don't know about that. It's a sparkling water. We like it, so I keep buying it. I've got these cookies. It's the first time we're trying the key lime flavor and the lemon flavor. We always get them in coconut. My baby, the younger one, absolutely loves these cookies, so I'm hoping that she also likes these flavors. If she doesn't, I'm sure me and dad will like them. We have coconut water. I like to use coconut water in my smoothies. So I should have 3 of this. I don't know where the other 2 are. Now, I always am able to find low sodium chicken broth. So I buy more of this because I want to be able to control the sodium amount in my food. So I've got chicken broth. I have 2 packs of Jiffy corn muffin mix. Really, I'm just going to use it to make cornbread. And then onto the veg portion of my shopping. I bought these mini peppers because I think on Thursday or on Wednesday we'll be having pepper steak. So that's why we have this. The mandatory cilantro. We've got, oopsie daisy, potatoes, because we're going to have mashed potatoes today. We've got broccoli right here. I do have loads of frozen broccoli, but anytime I'm able to pick up fresh broccoli, I will pick it up and we'll have that. Tomatoes. We've got onions. So we've got both red onions and yellow onions. I've got garlic and I've got green peppers. Okay, now let's get into my cold bag. We have butter. I always find Aldi butter to be the best in cost, so I always stock up. We've got Brussels sprouts. We've got egg rolls. I think Friday we're going to be having egg rolls for dinner. I bought this Greek yogurt. This is honey yogurt. I think it's honey vanilla. This yogurt is so good. Oh my goodness. I use it for smoothies, but yesterday I also used it as a dressing for my salad. I mixed it with ACV and it was just out of this world. I've got this frozen, let me see, I've got this frozen fully cooked sausage patties. They are a little bit on the pricey side, but you get 18 of them in this bag for about just a little bit shy of $9. But the convenience of just pulling them out of the freezer and warming them in your stove, and they're ready in like 2 minutes flat. I feel like I can get away with the costs just because of that. And then I've got beef here for the pepper steak. I was looking for a skirt steak because that's what lends best to pepper steak, but I was not about to go into two stores, so I worked with what Aldi had. And so I got this really thinly sliced sirloin. I was meant to start cooking about an hour ago, but motherhood happened. So here we are. I want to make meatballs. I have ground beef here. This is 80/20. It's a little bit over 2 pounds. I want to put my ground beef right here. I've got 2 eggs out, but I'm not sure I'm going to use both of them. So I'm just going to crack one in here. That's 1 egg. I'm going to do about 1/4 cup of breadcrumbs. I've got garlic powder. Let me first finish this. I don't think it's going to be enough. You know what? It just might be enough. I may not need to add any more. I have onion powder here. Onion powder. I'm just eyeballing everything. Do about a teaspoon of each if you're a person who likes to measure out your ingredients. I've got dried thyme. I'm going to do about 1/2 teaspoon of this. I've got dried oregano here. See, this is new. That should tell you something. I'm going to add about another 1/2 teaspoon of dried oregano. Oh, that smells so good. It'll be kind of nice if I put this back on. That's about 1/2 teaspoon of dried oregano. I'm going to crack in lots and lots and lots of freshly ground black pepper. I will add just a little salt, very little. And the reason for that is because that's 1/4 teaspoon, thereabout. So the reason why I'm adding such a small amount of salt is because when I make the gravy, I'm going to use better than bouillon, and that is very salty. I'm also going to use the beef broth, which is also not low sodium. And I don't know if I've mentioned this in my previous cooking videos, but my husband and I are on very different spectrums when it comes to salt. He likes very little salt, but I like a lot of salt. So the only way that we could solve that was we don't salt in the kitchen, we salt on the table. That is our happy medium, and it's been working for us all this time, so that's how we do it. I do have some green onions here, which I'm just going to throw in here. This is about 3 stems, and I did both the whites and the greens. I'm going to use this ice cream scoop instead of using the other one because I want kind of biggish meatballs, if that makes sense. I don't want them to be too tiny, and you'll try and press them in a little bit just to compact them. I hope you can see. The meatballs have been relaxing in the fridge for about 30 minutes now. We're going to start, oh God, we're going to start cooking them. I've just poured about 2 tablespoons of oil to the base of my Dutch oven. I got the mashed potatoes going on the side boiling. You can just see a little bit of that. I want to brown the meatballs just one by one, so that's what we're going to do. If they taste half as good as they smell, it's gonna be ow. Yeah, that's gonna happen when your tongs are not long enough. Once you've been able to brown all your meatballs on all sides, in the same pan, you're going to add some finely chopped onions. I'm using my white onions here or the yellow. I'm using my yellow onions, and you're going to cook those low and slow until they just soften. They look like they've caramelized here, but the onions do kind of deglaze the base of the pan, picking up all those little bits of meatball that was stuck there. So this is not me cooking them until they're brown. To this, I'm going to add 3 garlic cloves. I have 3 huge garlic cloves that I just crushed in there. We're starting the base for our roux. So to this, I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of flour. Make sure that you look at what you have, the onions and the levels of oil. You're gonna have to eyeball this because I'm not gonna be able to tell just how much. You did see me add a little bit more oil into this, and then we're gonna start now creating the base for our roux. I added a little more oil because my meatballs had given out just a little oil, but I didn't feel like it was enough. I did end up adding in total 4 tablespoons of flour. You can do more or do less. I did 4 because I ended up using a whole box of beef broth because I wanted to make a lot of gravy. That's because even after the meatballs were finished, I still wanted to have some leftover gravy because this gravy, my baby had it on everything. She almost had it on breakfast, you guys, because this gravy was so good and it was so full of flavor. And so anytime we had food that was looking like it was a little dry, I just hit it with some of this gravy. There I am adding the beef broth. Remember, this beef broth is not low sodium, so be careful with the levels of salt that you add. If you're fortunate enough to be able to find low sodium beef broth, good. Now, on the other side, I was doing my mashed potatoes. I just added milk and about 4 tablespoons of butter. I choose this time to tell you. I know I said I would add a beef bouillon into my broth, but when I went and got the bottle from the fridge, I tried to open it, and for the life of me, I could not get it to open. So I rummaged through my spice cabinet and I found this old bottle of chicken bouillon that had like just half a teaspoon left, and I dumped all that in there. So you're gonna mix that really well and then turn down the heat to a low simmer and put back your meatballs in there. You're gonna cook this for about 10-15 minutes because you're not looking for this to dry out. You just want to cook them all the way through, because when you were browning them, all you were looking for is color and texture. So this is the actual cooking process. I added a little salt and white pepper to my mashed potatoes. Make your mashed potatoes how you make your mashed potatoes. This is how I like mine. I just do some milk, butter, salt, and white pepper. I do sometimes add some garlic cloves, and that always comes out really, really good. So make sure it's like you like it. I like mine really fine, but not runny. I don't know if that makes sense. In hindsight, I would not have added cilantro to this, but here we are. I added some cilantro and my gravy was done. This went down really good. This meal was a fan favorite, and we're going to keep it on heavy rotation around these parts. I hope you enjoy it. So there's everything. We've got the meatballs there. We've got the mashed potatoes, and we've got the roasted broccoli. And that is day one dinner. I'm back with a really quick marinade for the fish. If you notice, I've got two types of fish. I've got salmon and I have tilapia. I think I've mentioned it before on the channel that I'm not the biggest fan of salmon that there is. It's just really too fishy for me. I like tilapia because it's mild. So I'm gonna do both salmon and tilapia. I'm gonna eyeball this marinade, but I can give measurements. I'm gonna do about 2 tablespoons here of canola oil, the OG. We always use canola oil. We shall do, because I'm going to marinate the tilapia on both sides and the salmon on the top. Oh my God, is that 2 tablespoons? God, that looks like it's a lot, but it's okay. We're going to do about a teaspoon of onion powder. I'm eyeballing this, but you can go with as much as you please. That's onion powder. I've got garlic powder here, and I'm also going to add a teaspoon of this. This is brand new. Whoopee. A teaspoon of this. That's good. We've got a teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of paprika, we've got some white pepper here. And to be honest, I've been going ham on the white pepper just because I have it. I'm going to do about a quarter of a teaspoon of black pepper, of white pepper, sorry. And then I'm going to do some Old Bay seasoning. Now this is kind of a little bit spicy. And because my kids are going to, well, my kid is going to eat this. My younger one will not touch fish. So I did just about a quarter of a teaspoon of the Old Bay seasoning, the juice of half a lemon. I think that's good. We'll mix this up. We'll just get this mixed up. I already have my oven preheated to 375. We'll bake this for about 10-12 minutes and it'll be ready, because they're small fillets, so it's not going to take a lot to cook them. So the marinade is looking good. It's not going to take a lot to get them done, and you don't want to overdo them because we don't want to dry them out. I'll do the tilapia first because I'm probably going to touch it with a spoon. We can handle transfer from tilapia to salmon, but not salmon to tilapia. I mean, not tilapia. Yeah, not salmon to tilapia. Thought I said it wrong. These are ready. I'm gonna wash my hands because I touched something, and then I'll pop this in the fridge again. I'll pop this in the oven, 375, 10 to 12 minutes. This will be ready. My mise en place is done. Onions have been chopped. Collard greens have been cut to the best of my ability. Let's go to the stove and bring this together as fast as I can. I promise you, in 20 minutes we'll be eating. Alrighty, hydrate. So meanwhile, our onions have been cooking here. Oh yes, so these are well cooked. I've got what's left over from a can of crushed tomatoes, and I'm just gonna add this in here. It's not too much because typically a lot of people, God, a lot of people don't put tomatoes in their skooma or in their collard, which is what we call skooma. That is dangerous. Let me down. Um, Pretend you did not see that. Like I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted. Typically, a lot of people don't put tomatoes in their collards or their skooma wiki when they make it. I do because my young one is not gonna eat the fish, but she will eat this. And so because she'll eat this, I want it to be a little saucy when she's eating it, if that makes any kind of sense. To this, I'm gonna add a teaspoon of tomato paste. I'm probably not gonna cook all the collards that I chopped up because I will add spinach to this. So that's like 2 handfuls. Let me first mix them in. And just like that, the collard has disappeared right in front of your eyes. It's like magic. I'm gonna add another handful. And to this, I'll add 2 bags of frozen spinach. And I think then we'll be good to go with this. So I've got a bag of chopped spinach here. It's frozen. And I can assure you this is one of the best hacks ever. Frozen veggies are your friends. I'm gonna add a second bag. And this is spinach, so you know it'll cook down. Veg is done. The ugali is also done. I can smell it. It's nice and firm. It doesn't stick to my hands, which for me is a good ugali or a good mugale. Once my ugali is done, I'm gonna take it out of the pan, off the fire, and put it on a piece of foil. I've doubled over my foil because it's really light, and I'm gonna do this series of press and rolls, press and rolls. We store our ugali in the oven on the warming setting because we all eat at different times. I'm going to start by serving my daughter because she's the one who eats first because she has to go to bed pretty early because of school the next day. When he gets home from work, my husband has to do a couple of things around the house. I have to feed the baby. I have to do stuff. So because we don't want to eat cold ugali, we just put it in the microwave. Then when you're ready to eat, you go and slice off a little disc of it and you're good to go. This has actually been really convenient since I started doing it because cold ugali is just not a vibe. So once all that is done, I roll it and there's my pretty little roll of ugali. Ugh, I cannot talk. Jasmine, tilapia or salmon? As predicted, my daughter's gonna have salmon, so I'm gonna get her a piece here. Quick note, on this night, my daughter is the only one who had salmon. When it was time to serve my husband, I asked him if he would have salmon or tilapia, and he said he'd have tilapia because apparently he doesn't like ugali with salmon. Color me surprised. You'd think you know someone all these years. But nope, he ended up having his salmon with mashed potatoes the next day. I hope to see you guys on the next video. This is a picture of the complete plate. Day 3, folks, still going strong. On this day, we were having beef pepper steak, Brussels sprouts, and rice. Oh, this was so delicious. And it was really easy to put together, but the prep work that needed to go into the whole thing before you started cooking, that was really time consuming. So Slice your slice your steak to the grains, and then for the peppers, I was using this mini peppers because I went to the store and I found them, and they were cheap and looked really fresh, and also they're kind of cute. If you have regular bell peppers, just use one of each color that you want to use. Remember, the more colors, the prettier your dish is going to be. So I had the yellow, the orange, the red, and the green bell pepper. To this, I also did add one yellow onion, which I also just sliced into thin pieces and mixed together with the onions because I was going to throw all those at the same time. You eat with your eyes first, so you want your dish to be as pretty as you can make it, right? My chopping board moves around, so I always put something underneath it just to prevent it from dancing around as I'm chopping. And I was doing little slices of the onion, and there we go. Mix it together with the bell peppers. I have about 4 garlic cloves. The more the better when it comes to garlic, honestly. It's just that I cook for kids, and I don't know what kind of excuse that is, but yeah, I use less garlic just because of my children. I added about 2 tablespoons of cornstarch to my beef. You want your beef to be coated, but not covered, not all white because of the cornstarch, if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm the only one who feels, just watching myself do this, I can feel that kind of squeak that cornstarch does. Ugh, it's got the hairs on the back of my neck just all standing up. It's got this thing that kind of just gets my teeth going. But anyway, we want to do this because we want, once the meat hits the pan, we want it to just crisp up on the spot. So there we go. So you want your wok to get very hot to the point it smokes, and then you'll add your oil. I'm gonna fry that beef in 2 batches because I don't want it to hit the wok and start steaming. So that's about a tablespoon of canola oil. Got my beef right here. um I'm gonna do the first batch. I'm gonna turn on my extractor. Okay, so my beef is out, it's browned. I've got my onions and my peppers here. I'm gonna throw them in here. Those charred bits at the bottom, that's not burnt, they're just little pieces of beef that will lend so much flavor to everything here. We're gonna do a fast little sauce. Oh my goodness, I think my brown sugar has dried up. I hope not, because I would be horrified. We're gonna do a fast little sauce here. I'm gonna start with a tablespoon. I won't measure that out. I'll do a tablespoon of brown sugar. This is just to balance out the flavors, really. So that's a tablespoon, and really that's enough, a tablespoon of brown sugar. If you know how to revive brown sugar, please tell me how. And no, not molasses, because I don't have molasses. Any other way with readily available ingredients. Shortly after I measured the brown sugar, I got a call, and I was on the phone for so long. And because I just wanted to keep dinner going,
I continued measuring out the ingredients, but I think in the next frame when I'm adding the sauce into the beef, I don't know why I keep calling it beef. I mean ground beef. Into the beef, I listed out all the ingredients. I apologize about that.
So I've put back in my ground beef. I apologize. Working from home means that I get calls anytime. So that's what happened while I was doing the sauce. I got a call. So the sauce was basically a tablespoon of brown sugar, a tablespoon of sesame oil, a tablespoon of balsamic, and about a quarter cup of soy sauce. I tasted that just to make sure that the flavors were well balanced out, and they are. So I'm gonna just pour this all over my sauce, and there we go. For the finishing touches, we're gonna do the Brussels sprouts. I have my Brussels sprouts here. If you look carefully, you can see they're already seasoned. I like to pre-season my Brussels sprouts right after I cut them, and then they sit with the seasoning for a short time. So in here, I have half a teaspoon of seasoned salt. I have a teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of onion powder, um, and a quarter a teaspoon of black pepper. And I did drizzle a little bit of oil in here, probably like just 1 tablespoon, so that the seasonings could stick on the Brussels sprouts. I'm not looking to cook this till they're all the way soft. I do like them a little crunchy. So I'll cook this with about 2 tablespoons of oil because they already have oil in them. So my oil is well heated now. I'm gonna put in my Brussels sprouts. I lost a few Brussels sprouts, but those are casualties of the cooking process. I'm gonna flip this around once. You see what's happening? They're caramelizing at the bottom, which is what I wanted, because it gives them a nice flavor. But I want them to soften just a little bit more. So at this point, I will cover them. Just leave them like that for just a short time. I'll turn down the heat a little bit. Cook those again for another 3 minutes. It's been 3 minutes. I'm gonna turn this. Look at that. It's almost like baking them in the oven on the stove top. Um,
Another meal that we will have on heavy rotation in this house because this was so good. Just looking at that steak, oh, I'm salivating just because of how good it was. Um, I might make it with broccoli the next time because apparently some people in my house are not fans of Brussels sprouts. I don't know what's up with that because Brussels sprouts are delicious. So the little one was coming to see just what was going on. She had the rice and some spinach and the gravy. You know that gravy we made with the mashed potatoes? That was another MVP this week. If you try just one meal from this whole week, try this. I promise you, the kids love it, the adults love it. It is just such a delicious meal.
Hi guys. Welcome to day 4 of cooking. Yay! I made it. I made it. And when I tell you that this meal almost did not get done, you wouldn't believe it. I have had the longest day um, because my daughter chose today to be the day she woke up really early. She woke up at 4:15 a.m. And so I had to stay up with her. And that is after having gone to bed at maybe um, midnight. I went to bed at 12:30. So you can imagine to my horror when I heard her waking up and start talking at 4:15. Oh my God! But here I am. I haven't slowed down enough to take a nap. I have just been going, going, going. But it's the end of the day. This is going to be a really fast meal together. What I'm doing right now is I had one bag here of frozen veggies. This is peas and carrots, but they were not going to be enough. So I did a little bit of this mixed veggies. Let me put this back in the freezer. What we're going to do is we're going to do the sauce here, because once we go to the stove, there's no wasting time. It's going to be go, go, go. I have regular soy sauce. This is low, it's reduced sodium. So I have this regular soy sauce here. I'm going to do about a fourth of a cup. I really do want to measure, but God, it takes so much time. So I will measure just because my dark soy sauce is brand new. I'm trying to open it. All right, so I've got my dark soy sauce opened up. Okay, I will measure out my ingredients just for the sake of the video. I know I'm anti-measure, but today I will do it. The only thing I'll not measure is the oyster sauce because we'll be here for donkey years. So I'm going to do a fourth of a cup of my regular soy sauce. Oh God, of course. So there we go. We've got a fourth of a cup of soy sauce. I'm going to do a tablespoon of sesame oil. And the way I'm using this sesame oil, this might be the year that I actually finish it. So there we go. That's that's a tablespoon of sesame oil. I'm going to do 2 tablespoons of this, the dark soy sauce. And the dark soy sauce is really just for color. Oh God, after that entire seal that they did, they still had this. But anyway, I guess I'm happy for healthy sealing. So this is just dark soy sauce. And this is not reduced sodium, so it does balance out the other one well. 2 tablespoons of that. And this is basically for color. If you don't have dark soy sauce, just do the regular soy sauce. This does not add anything special but color. And I have my my oyster sauce. I'm not going to measure this because this thing is very thick. And by the time I'm able to get the measurements of what I want, again, we'll be here forever. So I'm just going to give this a good shake. Open it up. And it seems like it's going to make a liar of me. I'm aiming for about a tablespoon of that. And I think I got a good one right there. I'm going to clean this because I don't want it to be gunky, if that's a word. I'm going to wash my hands. I'm still toying with the idea of adding eggs. I'm not sure if I'm going to add eggs. If I do, I'm probably just going to do like 3 eggs. I'm going to stir this really, really nicely. If I do add eggs, you'll see them at the stove. Right now, I'm still thinking if I want to do that or not. And this is my day-old rice. Yes, I put it in the fridge in the rice cooker. Please don't judge me. I was so tired last night. I just put it in the fridge as it was. But at least it was in the fridge. So these are my pork egg rolls. I got this from Aldi. I'm just going to cook this in the air fryer. So here are my egg rolls. I'm going to arrange them at the base of the air fryer. I am ready to start my fried rice. I tell you, my wok is the MVP of this house. I think I use this wok maybe twice or thrice a week because I do like stir fry a lot of stuff. I like stir frying because it's fast, uses little oil when other people do it. So I'm heating up my wok. And I think I will add eggs, just 3 eggs, just to bulk up the protein. Yes, let me grab 3 eggs. I'm gonna give my sauce another really good stir, just to make sure all those elements are combined. And I did add about a fourth of a spoon of MSG. I'm just gonna throw that in there. On that initial steam when it hits the fire, and then now I will mix it in. Make sure that my rice is covered. And there we have it. This rice is as good as done. There's really nothing more I could ask from it. Oh yeah, there is. I'm gonna throw in the last bits of my scallion, the green part. I'm just gonna mix that in there. And there's the egg rolls, nice and crispy and just warmed through. They are fully cooked, so this process was just to heat them up, and they're perfect. And there you have it. Dinner is served. We have our vegetable fried rice and our egg rolls. I'm gonna serve my VIP. That's my daughter Jasmine. And there we go. And an egg roll. There we have it. Quick, easy dinner with a shortcut and delicious to the last bite. Jasmine, come get your dinner. And with that, we have come to the end of another cooking video. If you've made it to this point in the video, I am so, so grateful. Thank you so much for always watching my videos, for liking, for subscribing, for commenting. I'm just so grateful for all the support that you guys have shown me. I know my week has been hectic. It's been a mess. It's been all over the place, but such is life. So until the next video from this channel, where we mean what we say and we say what we mean. When I say I love and appreciate you, I mean it. Until the next one, bye-bye. Pieces of myself shatter in the space of seconds. Nothing's worse than regretting